Woohoo! Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Game Plan. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at VerifiedInvesting.com. Holy cow, markets are in turmoil. S&P down over 1% here with the Nasdaq pre-market on the back of a couple key things. Number one, ASML, and I warned you guys this was going to be a big report. This would set the tone for the semiconductors. ASML out of Europe reporting earnings that were actually pretty good, but they warned that China may see more curbs by the U.S. on imports for chips, and that is sending the whole semiconductor arena into a tizzy. In addition, Taiwan Semi is down sizably, which is a big player in the semi space, and that is down after Donald Trump, maybe president-to-be, Donald Trump said that he would come in and say Taiwan has to pay for defense from the U.S. if he is president. So all of these things culminating, and the charts told us this. This is what's nuts about this. I'm going to show you some charts in just 1 second. Let's get going here. All right, number one, let's go into the S&P 500 pre-market. What do we have here? All right, so first and foremost, take a look at the pre-market action. Markets are right around their lows of the morning session. Where did we close yesterday? Right up in this range. So we closed up here, basically around 565. We're trading at 559 right now. That's a big drop. That's over 1% on the SPY from the closing values yesterday. And again, those are the key headlines that are hurting the markets, something that we have to be aware of. Now, again, for me as a trader, this is going to make for an amazing trading day. I'm already excited, you guys can probably tell, because when you have volatility, you get opportunity. From volatility comes opportunity. And that's, again, even for investors. When you see markets flush on fear, you get good opportunities to potentially pick things up. All right, so again, big move down here on the markets pre-market. I want to show you a couple key charts. Before we do that, we're going to look at the economic data from the day. So I'm going to flip over to the daily chart, and we can see, number one, look at where the spiders were trading going into that. And I'm just going to show you this before I show you the economic data. So look at this underbelly, and I've gone over this chart pretty much every single day for the last few game plans. But again, we were inside of this channel. We broke, we hit, and we hit. It implies, if you look here, sell. Sell. What's happening? Sell again. Now, how big of a sell-off does it turn out to be? No one has a clue. We don't know. But what we do know is probabilities favored a sell-off here. And that's exactly what we're getting. Now, if we zoom out on this chart, we did get a few minor headlines today. And the minor headlines, again, guys, we had building permits, which came in at 1.45 million versus 1.4 expected. So a little bit better on the housing side there. Housing starts actual was 1.35 million versus 1.3 million expected. So decent there as well. So again, housing data slightly better than expected, but not enough to get the market going or generating any sort of excitement. Today at 9:15, so in just basically 10 minutes, what are we going to see? Industrial production expected at 0.3%. That's month over month. And then right here today, 9:35 a.m., Federal Reserve President Waller speaks, which is always interesting because we want to see if there's any change in what Jerome Powell has been choreographing to the market. Right now, the markets are expecting a rate cut with basically 100% certainty for September. That's not very far away, folks. We're already in past mid-July. Okay, on to the next chart. We got a lot of charts to go over today. Next up, take a look at this. Here is your Nasdaq 100 chart. What type of pattern formation did we have going into today? I want to flip over to the intraday here and just show you what is going on. If we look at the pre-market data, look at the drop here. So huge drop in the Nasdaq. Obviously, the semiconductors are leading this fall. But if we flip back to the daily chart, you had a classic bearish reversal candle right here, right? We know this candle. I've talked about these type of candles so often to you guys. Bearish reversal, you closed here, you had a huge drop candle right here, and then what type of pattern is this, guys? If we draw it over here, what type of pattern is that? That's a bear flag, right? Flag pattern. So again, we have a classic bear flag, and what's happening now in the markets, the QQQ trading in the lower range, the pattern is starting to play out. So again, little indicators kind of telling us to expect something. Remember yesterday when I was talking about the wedge pattern on the VIX and how we were expecting or I was expecting, I should say, a pop in fear? All right, lo and behold, we're getting that. In fact, let's go to that chart right now on the VIX and just take a quick look at it. If we go to the daily VIX chart, it was right here, folks. So if we look at this, what do we have? We had this pattern here, classic wedge pattern right here, culminating. Remember, it's winding like a spring, and now look at the VIX trading up here, starting to break out, and that likely signals more upside. I have an upside target of around 19 on the VIX, which is still about 33% higher, give or take, just a little bit. So I do continue to expect volatility to increase. Remember, and this is the kicker, guys, and this is totally apolitical, but whoever's in the White House, if you have the Senate and the House on your side, meaning it's all Republican or all Democrat, then you just basically can push through whatever you want. And it's looking more and more like Donald Trump will be president, and the House and the Senate may go to the Republicans, which means things like doing things, retaliatory things towards China, making Taiwan pay for defense. These type of things are more likely to get through, and that creates uncertainty in the market and in the political system and in the economy. Because remember, it's always a tit for tat, meaning that if one country does something, heck, how many times in the last 5 years have we done little things to China and China turns around and does something back? It's the way it works. And so that's going to create additional volatility. It's one of the reasons why I'm expecting a partial sell-off here going into the elections on that uncertainty, and then we'll see what comes from it after that. Okay. So next up, let's take a look at Nvidia. Nvidia, guys, take a look at the chart into today. Now, Nvidia is down big on the day. It's down about, I think it's down about 3.5, 4%. But look at the trend line. This was yesterday's close. Major trend line right here, and right here, and now we're breaking to the downside. Now, what's interesting is that Nvidia was best of breed. So it was holding its trend line while other big name semiconductor and data center plays were already breaking down. It was an indicator that you were likely going to see the rest of the sector break down. Take a look at this. If we go to the Dell chart, look at Dell yesterday. All right, simple chart. Here's that same trend line that's on Nvidia. It's just before today, Nvidia wasn't breaking down. So what we were seeing is Dell was already breaking down. Here's your trend line right through here. And yesterday, Dell broke down. Indicator that something bigger was in the works here. In addition, what do? We go to Micron. Micron's another favorite from investor standpoint. And what we can clearly see here, same general trend line right here to here, but look at yesterday. It already started to break down. So why didn't Nvidia break down yesterday versus now it's starting to break down today? Because the weakest names, or kind of the king, like if you look at a hierarchy, Nvidia is the king up there. It's going to be the last one to break down because people still want to be in Nvidia. But eventually, if the rest of the sector is breaking down, then it is going to break down as well. All right. Lastly, I just want to point this out, guys, is I talked about something, and I told members about this too, is that there was one of the rarest bearish signals of the equivalent of a white whale on the semiconductor index. And I'm going to show you guys that real quick here. If we look at the SMH, what did we see here? So we basically had the SMH putting in something I have never seen in my trading career before, a dual double top reversal engulfing pattern setup. What do I mean by that? I think I showed you guys this yesterday, but we had a reversal engulfing here, engulfing this whole prior candle. That caused that sell. We then had the double top with another reversal engulfing candle right there. Then the bear flag. I mean, that again is so rare. Again, I don't remember in my career ever seeing something like that. So to me, that's a signal. There's something going on there. When you get that kind of indicator to pop up, something is going to happen, and we're starting to see it today. And listen, maybe it's a one-day event. Maybe today the semis come down. Maybe we get Taiwan Semi to report tomorrow. Maybe they come out and say, hey, we're not worried about it. Everything will be fine. Our earnings are amazing. It's always a possibility. But in other words, with the SMH, which is now trading down in this range, you have to eclipse and close above this high to negate it. Otherwise, the bearish pattern technically stays intact. All right. Looking at ASML, which reported earnings this morning, that stock is getting hammered to the downside, closing yesterday around 1,070, trading at $983 right now. Where are the trade levels? Let's go to the daily chart real quick here. And if we flip over to the daily chart, ooh, there's some good levels on this. So couple levels I'm watching. So aggressive traders, you're looking at 972. This little pivot area right here, right through here, that's 972 approximately. For me, there's a gap fill just below at around, let me see what level that is on my chart. If we flip over here, I'll put in a trend line on my charts here. We drive that through. 951 would be epic support. This would be a really good level if it hits today right here at this 951 to 952 area. See the gap right there? It basically closed here and then opened all the way up here, and then that was that bull run there. So it's doing a retrace, a full retrace, and if it comes back here, you would expect some sort of bounce off of it on the chart, at least in the near term. Remember, these are quick trades, day trades, maybe a quick swing trade, not long-term investment levels. All right, Taiwan Semi, let's touch base on that. If we go to the intraday 10-minute chart, the stock again is under pressure here. If I flip to my extended hours, it is off the lows, trading at 175.75. That's again after a close much, much higher. Looks like it closed there about, let's see here, looks like it closed around 185, 186, so it's down about $10 here pre-market. Where would a technical level today be on that? If we look at the chart, there is support around 175. There's a gap fill right here, right there. But again, because we've already been into that level, I'm going to stay back. Instead, I'm going to look at this secondary gap zone right here. There's a gap fill here and a gap fill here. Let me put my levels on the charts as we go through here. So again, if we put the gap fill right here, that's at 167.75 down to 166. So that would be my zone of support right there, where again, we might get some sort of day tradable opportunity for a buy. Be about down $20 on the day, which would be a hefty drop. And remember, they report earnings tomorrow morning. So this, again, this wouldn't be something that you would want to, in my opinion, at least I can only speak for myself, but I wouldn't be holding this overnight. If I trade it, I'm in and out by the close because you don't know what tomorrow earnings will be. They could say something really negative, right, about what's potentially in store for Taiwan with, Trump in the White House, stuff like that, and it just is too much risk for me to hold overnight. Doesn't mean I won't day trade it, though. All right, FIVE, guys, take a look at this one. This stock, again, is a retailer. Many of you guys might have heard of it before. I see stores around here, even in Florida, Five Below. The stock was already cascading lower, closed at 102 yesterday. Guess where it's trading? It is getting smoked here to the downside at $87. Now, what's remarkable here is there are some opportunities, right? So if we look at this real quick, let's go to the daily chart and zoom out. All right, I want to show you guys this. This is a pretty wild trend line. So if we take a pivot high from 2020 right here, and we drop this level down here, we can see it, right? It goes to about $84 to $85 right there. There's a pivot low right here at around 87, and then there's also a 618 fib. If you take the high here, check that. We have to go to the low from 2020, the COVID low, to the high up here, and we get a fib right in that zone. What's kind of cool about this, if we look at this, look at the confluence, right around 87 to 84, there's major support right down here. And what's interesting here is if we flip over to that intraday chart, right, if we flip over to the 10-minute chart, look at where those lines are and where the stock in the pre-market went to. Amazing how it comes right down to that lower level and then has bounced. And actually incredible bounce here because it got down to about $84, went all the way back to $88 to $89 here in the pre-market. Now, in terms of trading, the problem is that this level has already been hit. And I'm a very strict day trader when it comes to what we do in the Apex Live day trading room. So I'm unlikely to buy this level again because I look at that as a hit of that level already. The first hits are the best. Everything after that is okay, but the more it hits, the weaker it becomes. And so for me, I'll probably look at a lower level here as an opportunity. All right, so on that note, I want to quickly take a break here, and what we're going to do is we're going to spin the wheel of appreciation. Yesterday, I believe it was Trader's Edge 1, so it's 3 months of Trader's Edge, which is a crypto service, amazing crypto service that's knocking it out of the park right now. So go check that out. But what we can look here is the winner today for 3 months, Brenda Plamondon. And I could be saying that wrong. But either way, congratulations. Brenda, well done. There you go. Reach out to support@verifiedinvesting.com, and they'll get you all set up. All right, swinging over to the wheel of appreciation to spin it. And here we go. And remember, to enter to win, you got to be following Verified Investing on Twitter or on YouTube, and also share this stream somewhere on one of your socials and post underneath the video where you shared it. TradingView, awesome. 1 year of TradingView, guys, which is actually that's like $500 right there. And that's even on a sale price, depending on which level you go to. And this is the premium one, I believe. It's the top one, so that's very, very cool. So again, win this tomorrow. We'll find out. We draw from our comments, all the people that comment, and we just confirm that they've shared the stream, all that kind of stuff, and you get to enter it. All right, on that note, guys, we're going to take a quick second to take a break on LuxAlgo here. LuxAlgo, a huge sponsor here. You guys know I talk about them all the time because they are amazing. There's no doubt about it. What they do is right in line with Verified Investing. It's data, data, data. No hype, no BS. It's all about the data and the signals. That's how I make money. That's how a lot of people that are real traders make money. They don't go by the hype on social media, I'll tell you that. All right, here's a 30-second break from LuxAlgo.
Have you considered enhancing your trading experience? We have an amazing tool for you. LuxAlgo creates next-gen trading indicators to help the world understand the markets in a smarter way. They have the largest user profile on TradingView and are the only official Discord partner in the technical analysis space. LuxAlgo Premium operates seamlessly with top platforms, such as TradingView and Discord, making it the perfect tool for every trader. Take your trading analysis to the next level with LuxAlgo. Please visit the description below and sign up for LuxAlgo today.
All right, guys, we are back. Let's rock and roll here. So first and foremost, we have Bitcoin here. Bitcoin had a very strong move recently. It's come right up to this 65, 66,000 level, and it is stalling out a little bit. Today, we had a little pop to 66,000 and a reversal. Might be getting a micro topping tail, but again, it wouldn't be considered a topping tail because it has to be the highest point in recent history, and we were higher over here. But either way, a little bit of selling is creeping in. Now, my thought process is this. So number one, we did confirm above this level. So that means that this level is now a strong technical support. So if we come back into it, we have to assume it could bounce off of that level and make another move up. If it gets below and confirms, that's the only way it can really break. You have to, the thesis is this, when you're learning confirmation, which I teach in the Winning Trader series on sale right now, by the way, on our website, is when you confirm above a level, the only way to negate that level is by confirming back below. I like to say, if you do something above, it must happen below. If you just close above, it only has to close back below. If you confirm above, it must confirm below. For those of you that have taken the Winning Trader series, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, what's interesting here is that we are right into a Fibonacci 618 level. If we take this high pivot here, the high of the beginning move, and I think I showed this to you guys yesterday, take a look at that. Notice here, here's your 618, and look, right here. So the 618 from this high, which was the straight fall down to this low, that is what we are at. So that does make sense why price is stalling out here. The question is, do we get a little bull flag, which can break up? Do we get a retrace into technical confirmed support and then break up? Or, and by the way, those are the most likely scenarios now that we've confirmed above. But if we do confirm back below, then the likelihood is we're headed back to the lows here and maybe even lower. So we'll keep an eye on that. But right now, Bitcoin slightly unchanged, just down a little bit on the day. Gold today. Gold did close above that key level yesterday. Looking to confirm today. So the same principle of confirmation is on watch now. We're looking to see, does this move confirm? One thing I want to point out to you guys, which is fascinating, is if you take this high to this high, it actually gives you this exact high today as well. And again, I can quickly show you guys. We'll just go back to the chart and I'll draw the line on so you can see. So there's just kind of, it's not a huge level, but it just is an interesting little level here. And so you can see right here. And if I put the lines back on the charts, there you go. So the highest point to the highest point gives you the highest point here. That's the amazing nature of pivots and where lines will go and why price action trades. Now you can say, well, why does that happen? I mean, how does price go exactly to that level? I honestly don't know. There's something up here subconsciously within us as millions of traders are trading. There's just something that works that way. It's one of the amazing things about mathematics. It's why Fibonacci is so amazing, all of these different things. Either way, do we confirm here? If we confirm, this becomes major support and you look for a level like move like that. I think either way, like I've said, gold's going higher. It's just a matter of how and when does it get north of 2,500. Okay, silver, I know some of you guys were upset I didn't go over silver yesterday during the game plan. Again, every once in a while I got to decide what I'm going to cut out here, and I apologize for that. But if we look at silver here, silver is continuing to underperform gold. Remember, gold is already broken out above its high up here, right? So gold is all the way up here now, right? Silver is not. What's silver doing? It is technically putting in a bull flag, so that's good. The reason why silver, again, is underperforming is just simple. The economy is weakening. Jerome Powell is talking up rate cuts because he knows the economy is weakening. And because of that, it's hurting the industrial expectation of demand for silver. And that's keeping silver under wraps. So yes, silver is a store of safety. It's a store of being kind of diversified away from the fiat currencies and all that kind of stuff like Bitcoin, but it's also an industrial metal. And that creates a lag effect on silver. Silver does much better when we're coming out of a recession, and gold will underperform then. When we're likely going into a recession, you're going to see gold outperform silver because, again, demand for silver will go down for that industrial side. Next up, let's take a look at oil. Oil getting a little bit of a bounce. Notice the technical level of support. So here you had a little up and down, a little handle. So this would be like a cup and handle. We broke up into the major level. We came down. We kind of kissed this line, bounced. We then pierced the line, and we're bouncing. I still think eventually the path of least resistance is going to be down. I could be wrong, though. We'll have to watch and see. But if the economics weaken, if the data weakens more and more, then likely we do see a rollover in oil. Okay? Next up, let's take a look at natural gas, which is inching down here. It's getting closer and closer to officially hitting this line. I did, like I told you guys, inch in a little bit just right here, and then I'll add a little bit more. This is how I trade, folks. I don't go all in at one spot. I kind of dip the toe in the water, then another toe, because ultimately I find that dollar cost averaging into a level and just below a level is the best way I've had success. When I go all in, again, you're handcuffed. No matter what happens, there's no maneuverability. Maneuverability is the most important thing for an investor and trader. Once you have no maneuverability, you're really at the mercy of the markets and whatever happens. And that's not a good feeling. I know that's high stress for people. So limit your stress. Yeah, sometimes if you nail the level, if you're first buy and it rockets up, people are like, oh, darn, I could have made a lot of money. Instead, I just made a little money. What I've learned is that it's all about just making money. Doesn't matter if you make $5, $500, or $5,000. It's the consistency of making money, winning trades over and over again, thus the Winning Trader series, the educational thing. It's all about consistency. Either way, if you make a little bit of money because it bounces big and you only had a small position, or if you add down here and then get your move, the thing is it all averages out, but you have a lot less stress in your life and your win rate goes up dramatically. There's a reason why I win 80% plus of the time in crypto. It's actually 96% of the time. That is somewhat unusual, though. I will admit that. That's like been, crazy scenario, but that is going really well in smart money crypto. But either way, the consistency of winning more often, high probability amount of the time, it's all about the charts. I shut my brain off, even when I think, oh my goodness, that's so scary, oh my goodness, this could happen. Shut it off, focus on the charts. What are the charts telling us? That's the way you have success in this game. All right, guys, I got to get to the trading floor. It's going to be a wild day. Check out the Apex Live day trading room. That's where I'll be in for the next 2+ hours till lunch, then in the afternoon as well. And there's going to be good trading today. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.